Hey guys, today we have Arfat and he is having total 4.7 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices. And guys, those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Arfat, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Yeah. So currently I'm working with Innova Solutions and my client is MBIDA, which is a Mercedes-Benz. So I'm working
Okay.
with a key and certificate. So our main job is to configure the EC units to configure like any new customer would come or new vendor will come to access that particular unit. So he will come and will give him the certificate to access that particular unit. It is like a security reason to help him to access that particular unit. So me
Okay.
and my team are working on that one.
Okay. What's the toughest thing you have built over your project?
Yeah, there are many challenges we have faced. So using
Okay.
CI/CD pipeline, we have done. Then inside of Java, we use Azure services to optimize the queries. So it was a third-party API where we used to
Okay.
connect
So
with
how you
the
guys are
allies.
using executor services? How executor services works behind the scene?
Behind the scene, basically what happened, right? So say for example, we need to call say 10 endpoints. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
create a 10 threads behind the scene. Okay, so we'll send the request. Okay, for each and everything, and we'll wait for
Okay.
the response. So when all the response will come, so we'll complete that particular task. Okay, say for example, we use executor dot say submit, and we'll use callback function inside that one. So where
Okay.
we'll define the API endpoint and we'll wait for some seconds. So if I getting that response, so we'll store it inside a list and we'll get that data and we'll proceed further.
Got it. Do you use field injection or constructor injection?
We use consider injection mostly because
Why?
it is good. Because it is recommended, I can tell you. There is one thing. And say it is loosely covered. So like inside IOC container, so that particular object we want. So
Mm.
using the consider injection, it is loosely covered, and I think so. Yeah, we can have more benefit compared to
Okay.
I think the sector and this one injection basically.
Okay. So let's say two beans of the same type match one injection point. What will happen
Okay,
at the startup?
okay. At the startup, I think so. If two bins are having the same thing, so we'll get some exception basically. I think so.
Mm.
Say for example we have a one interface. Okay, it is calling two so we should give as at primary to
Mm.
understand which is the primary class to get that particular object. Okay, or else we
Mm.
can use at qualifier to get that particular object. We can use that one. So we can use at primary or at qualifier to get that particular object. Say for example we have two objects. So the say Spring Boot will be confused to which to be
Mm.
get that
Correct.
particular
Correct.
object. So at that time
So
we
we
can
will
use
see
at
no
primary.
unique bean definition exception, right?
Yeah, no unique
Okay.
beneficiation.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And in actually constructor injection, we might face some circular dependencies, right? If two beans
Yeah,
need each other, you remember. Okay. So my question is, how can we resolve the circular dependency without using lazy annotation?
it's all using lazy annotation, right? Hmm. I think that we can use I think so qualifier only at that time. So we can tell that
Okay.
this is the particular class. But lazy
Um,
loading is good. I think so. I'm not very
Lazy
sure.
loading, yeah, it's the best way to resolve the circular dependency. But yes, if someone don't want to use the lazy annotation, then what we could do is we would redesign the classes by separating responsibilities, introducing a shared service,
Okay,
publishing events, or depending on an abstraction, so the circular dependency disappears. Okay,
okay, got it.
you got my point?
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Okay. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you. Actually, Arfat prepared from our interview preparation kit and cracked multiple interviews. We have also referred him to the multiple companies. So guys, let me tell you, this interview preparation kit has four main parts. First is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, expert and MNC's interviewers. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are covered in it. Second is two real enterprise client projects. Code and video recorded sessions are there, and you can add this in your resume. Third is lifetime chat support. Here you can ask your doubts anytime. Fourth is referral support. Here we help you to get referred to the top MNCs. Okay. So basically the material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data JPA, microservices, Kafka, Maven, Git, coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. You can buy just the complete interview preparation material or the full kit with project supports and referrals. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to our interview. And guys, before moving to our interview, since Arfat is here, so we can ask for a feedback. So Arfat, can you please go ahead?
Yeah, so it was good and handful experience in the case. So I
Okay.
learned many things in that, and I learned coding also, and it was a very good experience to uh, say working
Okay.
with this
Got
particular
it.
kit and writing the interview.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Moving to our interview. And Arfat, please be louder. I'm getting very low voice from your side. It is fine, but
Okay,
little lower. Okay.
okay,
So my next question is, um, a service class has hashmap field and writes
okay,
into it on every request. Okay.
okay,
And we have annotated a service class with service annotation. Okay. So is this a good approach? Like, what do you think about this? A service class is a hashmap field and writes into it on every request.
okay. So you're telling we have a particular class, so we have
Mm-hmm.
a hash code with hash map. So we are
Mm-hmm.
writing the each response or request inside a particular hash map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. That using that it is not a good approach. I think so because say for example you are getting the each request and you're putting inside a map. So at a particular time the memory maybe we are full. That may
Mm-hmm.
be the reason.
Okay.
So you can store it inside a DB also, but the thing is the uh, response is safe inside a DB. The say it may take us extra space. So I think so you
Correct.
can listen the response directly, and if you want, you can do
Also,
something. Yeah,
since we are writing on every request, right? Since
yeah,
hash map is not a thread safe, right?
yes,
Um,
sir, yeah,
so concurrent writes
yeah.
can produce
It has
race condition.
race condition. Yeah, yeah, yes,
Okay.
you're right.
Okay. Moving ahead. Have you worked with caches?
Cache is not.
Not. Okay. But do you know the concept of cache?
Yeah, cache yeah, basically. So
Can you
basically,
please
whenever
tell?
we want, okay, say for example, cache we used to say to optimize the response. Okay, I can tell you that. So whenever the request will come, so every time it would hit the particular DB to avoid that hitting multiple times. Okay, so we'll store it inside a Redis. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
the get operation or the put operation will be faster because we are using the Redis. So every time we are calling the DB is not necessary. So the data is already there in the Redis and the response will be quicker and faster compared to the hitting for the DB every time. That is,
Yeah, yeah, that is correct. Can you explain the contract of equals and hash code?
yeah. Say for example, equals and hash code.
Mm-hmm.
Say for example, you are using a hash map. So at that time you
Mm-hmm.
want to get a particular value from that particular class. So you should override equals and hash code. Okay. Say for example, you have override equals but not hash code. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the reference will be taken from the memory level, and the value
Okay.
will be different, and the equals
Mm-hmm.
will not work properly. Okay. Say you have override equals method but not
Mm-hmm.
the hash code. Okay. So at the time, what will happen is the hash code is using the object class reference. So it is referring to the memory. So the value will be differ. So you'll not get a appropriate output.
Mm-hmm. Correct, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, when does a hash set decide which bucket to use?
Okay. So say for example, you have got some value. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
using that value, we will get a particular hash there. Okay. So
Okay,
that particular hash will be referring to the index of that particular bucket. So it will go to that particular bucket and put that particular value in that.
okay, got it. Okay, so let's say in one request, you need to call three services that don't depend on each other. right? So how would
Okay.
you call them in parallel?
Okay, I can use executor service. So there are three different services. So I can use
Hmm.
uh, executor service to call that three different say services and get the data, and I can put it inside a controller or do some operation, and I can send it to the client.
Okay, let's say if you don't pass an executor, which threads run that work?
So come again, sorry, I'm not.
Let's
So what is
say
that?
I'm not going to use executor, right?
Okay,
So which threads run that work? I mean, we have some threads as well, right? We have some
okay,
other ways
okay.
as well, right?
So you can use a normal thread also. So
Hmm.
using multi-threading, normal threads you can use.
And
But
also we can
the main
use
thread will be,
completable feature.
yeah, completable feature is there. But I have not
uh,
used that one, completable feature.
Okay, so
Yeah, but
basically
I have heard
that
that.
feature completable feature dot supply I think uses fork join pool internally. So we can say like fork join pool thread runs that work.
Okay,
Okay, if not, if
got it.
we are not going to use executor.
Okay,
Okay,
got it.
do you know about fork join pool?
Fork join put I have never worked on fork join put, but uh, not pretty that much idea. But I have used detention lock, but not a
Okay,
fork join put.
yeah, it's fine. Okay, now let's say you are calling those three APIs parallelly. Maybe you have used
Okay,
executor services, maybe you have used another method. That is fine. Now each API is taking 500 millisecond, right?
okay,
500 ms, and this is huge, right? Now you just
okay,
want to update your API's versions. Now previously it was v1, now you are just going to do v2. So in
we do.
v2 you just want to improve the performance of these APIs. So tell me two things. How would you update the version, this right, of any general API? And second thing, tell me what would you do to improve their speed?
Okay. Say for example, okay, so to change the version, okay, so I'll
Mm-hmm.
change the URL, okay. So instead of URL, we have given us V1. So I will
Mm-hmm.
change to V2. So
Okay.
that is a new version. And coming to the say the response from the API, so it is giving 500 milliseconds, right? So to optimize that one, so we can check that data is already present or not, like we have called before or not. Okay, we can save that data inside our DB or inside a Redis, and we can use that particular data, okay, to use it. Okay, if it's not there, okay, then we can call it and we can get the response. So the third party API is not controlled by ourselves, so it is
Mm-hmm.
by the third party. So what we can do now, we can store it inside say a hash map also to get the faster response.
Yeah, yeah. It is fine. And we can do a lot of thing like uh, we can just understand the DB overhead for those APIs, right? We can understand
Yeah,
the thread pool exhaustion and a lot of things we could do. Okay. Okay, my next question is, can we know how many threads is our Spring Boot application using to serve requests?
yeah, we can do that one. So using a thread pool, I think so. So I think so inside a string, so for each request, it will assign a particular thread. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For that particular thread, the request will be assigned. So whenever we hit a particular endpoint, so the particular thread will execute that particular request and give the response. So using
Mm-hmm.
a, I think so in Spring Boot, there's a thread pool by I don't know the name, but I can tell you that
Mm-hmm.
it is a thread
Okay.
pool class, I think so. So where all the threads are available. So whenever we are hitting any request, so that particular thread will start executing and do the all
Mm,
the like getting the response and doing all the operation, and finally it would go back to thread pool class. Basically.
correct, correct. Okay. Uh, can a class with a list field still be immutable?
Class is list field immutable.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. No, because so in a
Why?
list we can change the value because
Okay.
say a class is there. So list so we can use say whenever we create an immutable class. So whenever we
Mm-hmm.
are getting that particular list, so we can change that particular list. Okay. So we can change that particular value. For that one, we can use unmodified list. So it will be not
Okay.
changeable. It will be a fixed one.
Okay. But let's say we have added a list, any list. Cannot we do something so that we are not returning original list?
Yeah, we can use a clone, I think so. Using clone,
Clone or
so we
defensive
can get
copying, right?
a different copy. Yeah,
So
yeah.
why cannot we add a normal list? We can add, right?
We got, yeah, we can add another list. Yeah, we can add it.
Mm.
Yeah,
So answer would be like yes, a class with a list field still be immutable.
immutable. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Let's say if the field is final. Can I still change
Okay.
what is inside the class? What is inside the list? We are not using cloning. We are not using um, defensive copying, right? Field is final.
Yeah. Field is final. Okay. Okay. The field is final, but for the list we can change it. I think so.
We
Mostly.
can change it. Correct. Final
Yeah.
prevents reassignment of the reference, but the
Reassign.
list
Reference.
contents
Yes.
remain mutable unless protected. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So do you know about records?
Records. Yeah. This is
Records.
Java feature. So it is Java 17, I think so. So where we there 14, I think so. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Is Java 14. So it has introduced that one. So basically,
Okay.
before we use classes, now
Mm-hmm.
they have used records. So where
Mm-hmm.
we can create a object and there is a reduce in the boilerplate code compared to the
Mm-hmm.
overall thing. And in the
Okay.
toString is override, I think so mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And there is only getters in that, and there is no setters. So we can create a
Okay.
particular class and we can use that one. So I think it is a immutable also, I think so, but I'm not pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
of this one,
Got it.
the record.
Okay. So moving ahead. Um, so can our service layer throw checked or unchecked exceptions both?
I think so. I have used with unchecked, but
Mm-hmm.
not with sorry, check exception, but not uncheck exception. So I think so. It can throw the both. I think so. Basically, the service layer,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, it can throw the
mostly
both, but mostly unchecked exceptions.
yes, uncheck exception. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. So, what do you know about the repository files? We use sometimes JPA repository, we use sometimes CRUD repository, we use sometimes sorting and pagination repository, right? So why
Yeah.
there are three different repositories for us?
Okay. So basically, so say in Spring Boot we use JPA repository mostly. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, the JPA repository is implemented through CUT repository. So
Mm-hmm.
in the CUT repository, we have create, read, update, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
delete operations. Okay. So then the new enhancement with JPA repositories, there is something known as pagination, sorting, everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so we will get the feature of CUT repository plus the new with say sorting repository everything. So the deep operation will be faster. I can tell you
Mm-hmm.
that. So basically, whenever we want a particular pagination, say for example, we need a record from 1 to 10. Okay. So we no need to write manually the queries. Okay, so we use JPA repository to do that pagination everything. Say for example
Mm-hmm.
for sorting. So in SQL we use a query to sort. So
Mm-hmm.
in JPA we don't need to write the query. So we can use sorting by default using the sort by, and we can get from the 1 to 10, or say from name or class or department. We can sort that in ascending or descending order.
Okay. Yeah, that is correct. Okay, so do you know the optimization techniques that we should follow or that we should utilize so that, uh, I mean, to optimize the database queries or to optimize the database system, Spring Data JP and all?
Yeah. So coming to the queries, we can use say limit. That's one thing. Okay, and we
Mm-hmm.
can use loop by in the queries. Okay.
Okay.
So using a query, we can use utter the rate query, and we can give a particular
Mm-hmm.
query. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think so. It is. JPQL query. Okay, so it is
Mm-hmm.
JPQL format. Okay, so we can write a particular query to optimize the performance. Okay, so one thing is we can use group by and limit, and we can use filters. Okay, filters where we can use where clause. Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
will optimize the particular this one. Inside
Mm-hmm.
inside JPA we can use find by. Okay, which filter it out. Okay, and optimize the query, or if you can use find all, it will use all the data, or
Mm-hmm.
you can use pagination, okay, to optimize
Mm-hmm.
that particular query. I can tell you that.
Yep, yep, that is correct. How can we use indexing? Do you know?
Indexing, yeah, but we have not created inside a Spring application. We used to create
Mm.
inside MySQL only that indexing. Okay,
Okay.
so if we
So
have,
what's the
will
purpose and how can we, if someone is new in your team and that guy want to implement the indexing because data is huge, 10, 20, 100 millions of rows. So we just need indexing. So what would you suggest?
yeah, to say it is million means the data is too much. So at that time, the preferred is indexing only. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, we'll create inside using create index and give the particular column name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it will create a particular index. So the basic thing is the search operation will be faster using indexing. Okay. Say
Mm-hmm.
you have say 1 to 100. So you need a particular record based on that particular column or particular ID. So
Mm-hmm.
you can go and get the particular data faster. Say for example, a new member has came, so we can tell him to use the indexing. So the operation will be faster, and the speed will be faster. Means the response will be quicker compared to the old tradition
Mm-hmm.
where we use all the select everything. So I can tell you
Okay. Okay. So do you know about the read timeout on a REST template?
read timer on rest template. Uh, I am not pretty sure. I think so. Read timer on rest template. No
Okay.
idea on this.
S-
Tell me.
Okay. So by default, REST template configurations have no read timeout, meaning a
Yeah.
thread may wait indefinitely unless the underlying HTTP client specific ones means we are receiving any code and all. But we can configure, we can wait only like maybe 10 millisecond, 5 millisecond, right? So that is a read
Yeah.
timeout. We can configure the REST template. Okay.
Okay.
So what are the benefits of REST template other than this,
Yeah.
what I have
The,
told you?
yeah. It is stateless. Okay. One thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So where whenever we want, we can create update. So it is using so
Mm-hmm.
say for example, we have security. Okay, using a REST template. So
Mm-hmm.
when any user would come, so he will have the authority or access to particular API. So if he has not have the access, so he cannot access that particular API. Okay, and the thing is here, like any new user would come and he want to log into that particular endpoint. So we'll give a permission to access that particular API only. So other API he cannot access. Okay, the endpoint. And the benefit of that REST template is so compared to like we can send different type of say
Mm-hmm.
the type. Okay, like HTML we can send JSON type. Okay, we can send say plain text. So we can change the
Mm-hmm.
response also. And you can send that data inside a chunks also. So from one
Mm-hmm.
chunk to another chunk, so limited data, like say you want some 10 records, 20 records. So you can send me
Mm-hmm.
inside a chunk of data also, you can do that one. So, and this all I think so, the benefit of external.
Yeah, that is almost correct. Okay, so let's say order service has to write to its own database and publish a Kafka event, right? But
Okay.
this must happen at the same time. So I just want to know what design pattern would you use here?
I will use Saka design pattern mostly over here. So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
say for example, we have two classes, order and service. So once the data is updated only, we'll send a message from order to service, means order to payment, telling that the order has been confirmed or not. Like that.
Okay. Okay. Actually, Saga pattern have a different purpose as far as I know because It is for rollback, right? If this happens,
Rollback, yeah.
then it's good. If
Usually.
any step is failing, then we have to revert. But do you know about a transactional outbox pattern?
No, I've never worked on that. Because
Okay, so what it will do is it is a little bit different from Saga pattern. It will do the almost same thing, but it will not revert and I mean reverse a transaction or rollback. But otherwise, it will what it will do, it will just run two or more commands together. It's kind of
okay.
isolated box. That's why it is outbox, transactional outbox pattern.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so what design patterns you are aware of? What type of design patterns you are aware of?
Okay, I've used Saka design pattern I have used.
Okay.
Then I have used circuit breaker mostly,
Okay.
and retry mechanism I use,
Mhm.
and some one or two time I use CQRS also, but
Okay,
not
what is the
so.
best practice to implement retries in our code base? For example, I'm just going to implement a retry mechanism. So, what would be the best number of retries? Like it would be three retries, four, five, 10. What would be the best number?
I will tell as three mostly. So
Three.
whenever we want, yeah, three mostly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you
how can
want,
we
yeah,
implement
for
retries?
so there is a one annotation known as app retry. Okay, using the
Mm-hmm.
resilience. Okay, so using that one we can retry for that particular say to call a particular API or
Mm-hmm.
for the third party. So another service. So we wait for the response. Okay, if the response is not coming, okay, we
Mm-hmm.
can tell to go to the fallback method, and we can tell that the response is on the service is on something like that.
Okay. Okay, so let's say you are working on an e-commerce application, right? Now what's happening is order is placed, I mean order is added into the cart, user have done the payment, user done the checkout, payment is done, right? And inventory is also deducted, right? But sending emails, notifications to the seller, to the customer, those services failing now. So what would you do in this situation?
Okay,
Would you use Saga
so
pattern
and
here?
I think so using Saga Beta is not necessary over here, because everything has been done. Okay, the payment, everything is there, but the only the mail notification is failing. So I will not write a Saka pattern. So we can use Kafka, okay, to send that particular messages. Okay. So once the service is up, all the messages will go to the particular vendor. So the failing part we should check. Okay. So what it is failing basically. So using say if you're using AWS, we can use Grafana or something to check the logs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we can see okay what is failing. So we can fix that particular issue. Okay. Once it is
Mm-hmm.
up, so the Kafka topic is already stored inside. So it will start
Mm-hmm.
publishing the messages. So
Right.
the user can get the messages.
And also we can use here retries design pattern. If yeah, if
Yeah,
notification service is getting failed, we can do retries one, two, three, four, anytime, like multiple times, right?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Arfat, can you please share your screen and open any coding editor, either online or offline, any one? I'll share one or two maximum coding questions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the first question is you are given a list of integers, right? And you have to find the third largest number in the list by using Stream API, and all the numbers must be unique.
Unique, right?
Mhm.
You can see my screen, right?
Yes, yes, I can see. Okay, so can you please
Mm.
explain your code?
Okay. So basically, I'm using a string. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using this tool to filter out the duplicates. Okay, so here
Mm-hmm.
3 is duplicate. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm removing 3. Okay, I'm sorting in descending order. Okay, say it will come 9, 6, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, 9, 6, 4, 3,
Okay.
1. Okay, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm using skip of 3. And then I'm using find first. So I'll skip all this one. Okay, 1, 6, and 4 will be skipped. So 3 is the next remaining element. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not there, so I'm giving as 0 as a by default. Okay, that is.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so now next question is you are given a list of integers, right? Now the list may have some duplicate elements, unique elements. I mean, there is no constraint, right? And now
Okay,
what you have to do is you have to count the occurrence of each element, right?
okay,
And if the count is even, right, then you
okay,
have to print those numbers, otherwise not.
okay.
You got it?
Yeah, got it. So if you count the say say duplicates and the occurrence is 1, then only I should print that particular value, right?
No, let's say these three, right? Three
Hmm.
is coming two times,
Two
right?
times. Okay.
The count of three is two. So two is even. So we should print three.
Hmm.
The count of one is
Okay.
one. One is odd.
One.
So we will
One
not
is all.
print
Okay.
this. Mhm.
Okay. Based on the values. Okay. Sure.
Okay, so I think code is fine. You need to add the packages, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So yeah, I think it's done from my side. Arfat, your code is fine. There is no issue with the code. You just need to add some packages, right? Because everything looks
Yeah.
good. Just do after this mock interview. Okay. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Then thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.